As many orders as you
Hi,
can.
my name is Jonathan Hicks. I'm back at the Dice Cup. This evening I'm joined by Matt.
Dave.
And we've just finished playing Kitchen Rush, which is a real-time cooperative game about running around in a kitchen trying to fulfill orders. And you have these, your workers, it's a worker placement game, are these sand timers. So when you want to go to a particular spot, so like one of these storage areas to get ingredients, you'd flip it over and stick it in the spot, and then you get to take the action, which in this case take ingredients out and sort of put them on plates to start cooking things. But then if you want to do another action, you can't do an action with this worker until the sand has run out. So everyone starts with 2 workers, so I could put my other worker somewhere else and do something different. But now I'm a bit stuck. I've got to wait for one of these to finish before I'm going somewhere else. So you have to be quite careful with the timing of where you put all your workers to get the stuff. Now, in terms of how you sort of play the game, where you want to go is initially, typically, you're going to send someone to the maitre d', which lets you go out and kind of go to the restaurant and gets a couple of orders from a couple of people, which goes out here. And then you'd send one of your workers to the waiter to actually collect the order. And order cards look like this. So there's a certain size plate. In this particular case, there's 2 different orders, like a starter and a main course, I guess. So you take the plates from the clean plates area. Incidentally, if you run out of plates, then somebody would have to go to the sink and start doing some washing up, and you can move the dirty plates to the clean plates area. So you stick them on your personal player board, which is kind of represents how cooked all your different ingredients are. Then I have to get the appropriate ingredients to put on the plate. So I need some meat, some carrots, some vegetables here, and so I have to take one of my workers and go to a storage area. Now there's a couple of different storage areas, so I look at this and go, okay, I need some meat. Oh, there's meat in this one, so I'll go to this storage area and I'll take the meat that I need. You can take as much as you like, and you've got to make sure you stick it on the right plate. Now we need carrots and leafy vegetables. Oh, there's none there, so now I have to send someone else to this storage area, and I can get the carrots. Let's put the carrots on there, and the leafy vegetables can go on there. And I need bread as well. Oh, there's only one bread here, so at some point you can be like, we don't have enough ingredients, so somebody needs to go shopping. So you kind of take, you get some sort of spare workers as well. Somebody goes shopping, you spend money. We don't have any money, we did very badly in the game, finished with no money. But if there's money in the office, you kind of spend the money, and then you can go shopping to either buy extra ingredients or spices. I'll talk about those in a second. So you kind of buy, in this case I need bread, so you get a pile of bread and stick it in here. Then you'd have to send another worker here, then you get the bread. And finally, I've got everything I need to start, it was this one, wasn't it? To start cooking these things. So then you send one of your workers to the oven space, and each time you go there you can slide one of these down, which represents a certain amount that it's been cooked. So then I'd have to go there with another oven space here with another worker, and I could cook my other one, and it had to be cooked a certain number of times. So this one has to be cooked 3 times, this one has to be cooked 1 time, but also you'll see the spice on here. So then I'd have to take one of my workers, go to the spice rack, and with this there's this bag, and so you kind of rummage around. You're allowed to look in the bag, but I need, what was it? A white, a black, and a green. So I'd rummage around here and try and get the appropriate spices. I'm not sure there's a green spice in here, you know. So again, at this point, you sort of put on what you can. It's like, oh, then I need to go shopping. So you send someone else shopping, and you can buy spices as well, and you stick them in the bag. And oh my goodness, as you can see just from the explanation, it's hectic. But you run around trying to fulfill these orders. Once you've managed to fulfill them at the end, you get a certain amount of money. Obviously, the customer is paying for the food, depending on what you've fulfilled, and a certain amount of prestige, which is kind of how well your restaurant is doing. So you're tracking, you keep all your money in the office here. There's like a victory point track for prestige here. And typically there's a certain objective you're aiming for. So in this particular game, we were playing a 4-player game. At the end of 4 rounds, you play it over 4 rounds, and each round is 4 minutes long. You time it with a timer. We needed to have 20 orders fulfilled. We needed 8 money left at the end, and at least 4 prestige. One important thing though is you've got to pay all your workers at the end of the day. They cost 3 money each. So after you've got all the money from the orders, you then have to pay them, and if you don't manage to pay them, then they go off in a huff and you can't use them in the next round, and you're just like stuck. It's possible to persuade them to come back if you've got some bit more money later, but essentially that's what you're trying to do. There's a couple of extra things which you can do. You can go to the office and get some upgrades, like an extra storage area with food in, which is not available at the start. Maybe it's an extra plate. You can actually unlock an extra worker at some point in the game. So there's a bit of variability there, and there is variation with the objectives as well, which is quite nice. All right, what do we think?
Yeah, it was really hectic. There was arms all over the place in the table, and it's, yeah, you're trying to plan for to make a meal, but you go to try and pick up your ingredients, and then someone else has taken them, and then you're going, oh, where's all the spices gone? I thought we had enough spices to do this meal. So between rounds, we're kind of looking at what we're going to do, and we say, okay, I'm going to cook this meal. You go shopping, you clean the plates, and then the round starts, and everything goes everywhere. So we did pretty badly, I think. This is the first time I've played it. We served plenty of orders, and our prestige was great, but we made no money. We made a loss. So we didn't win. So yeah, I'm not sure whether the best strategy is to have some dedicated cookers and some other people do the shopping and the washing up, or how it's best to do it. But yeah, it's a really fun game, really manic. Yeah, good times.
Okay, Dave?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Really, really tense. You're just like, oh, I need one of this. Like you miss count by one, and then it's just like means that you have to take a whole other action to do the one thing you wanted to do. So it's right pain, and then your time starts running out, and then you're like, oh, I need the black timer, and then someone uses the black timer, and you're like, I've got loads to do, and then someone else has loads to do. Yeah, it's very, very crazy. A lot of fun. Good, great experience.
Rating?
8.5 out of 10.
Okay. Matt?
I would say, I think I'd give it 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tricky thing here is it is an awful lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, but it's also very stressful. It simulates working in a kitchen really well, I think. You do have that whole just people everywhere getting in your way constantly, and there's just always too much to do and never enough time. You're rushing and you're rushing and you're rushing. It's a perfectly named game in that sense. And it feels like you give it everything and you get to the end, it's like, oh, I don't really, we haven't got enough money to pay the workers again. Obviously, it's one of those games you're going to get better at with practice, though. So I think it's really well designed. I really like the food, different pieces of food is great. The graphic design on the art on the main board, I'm not very keen on. But it's functional, it works all right. But the sand timers are great, they work really well. You have to be careful not to knock other people's timers over because it's very easy to do that. You've got to stand them up again when that happens, and that's nice. So I think it's a fantastic design. I give it a 7.5. The only reason I wouldn't rate it any higher was just because at the end I'm like, because of the stress and the tension. But it is a great experience. All right, thanks for watching. That was Kitchen Rush.